The 2022 offseason is here. And look, there's so many rumors of these players wanting to go to new places. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Allen Robinson, all these guys want to go somewhere new.
Everybody wants that.
Okay, look, obviously the rumors are out saying that Russell Wilson could potentially want to explore his options. And today, Zach and I are going to be giving you one team each where we believe Russell Wilson can fit. So, Zach, who is your first team, or what is your first team?
Yes, sir. Okay, so you guys know I'm a Washington fan. Do I like the name change or the rebrand? No. But I genuinely do think it's time for my hopes to get really high so I can be let down. So I'm going to say his ideal team fit would be the Washington Commanders. Let me tell you what that trade could look like. Seattle would receive Washington's first round this year, number 11, a second and a third in this year's draft as well from us, and then another first in 2023, as well as Montez Sweat. If you don't know much about Montez Sweat, I see him as a top 20 edge defender, very young. Right. So I think that is a good haul for Seattle to be able to pull the trigger. Washington has a cap room to make this work.
Right. Okay.
And then we would receive Russell Wilson back. Washington would receive Russ. Look, it makes sense for a couple reasons to me. One, he grew up in the area. I know he grew up around Richmond, not too far away from FedEx Field.
Okay. So he's a local boy.
What was Russ's... Yeah, he's a local boy. I believe he followed Washington growing up.
Okay.
What was Russ's biggest qualm with the Seahawks last year? It was the offensive line.
Right.
Okay. He said, we need a better offensive line. And they did try to address that. However, they weren't a good offensive line again this year. I believe they were ranked 25th according to PFF.
Yes.
Washington's offensive line was ranked 6th according to PFF. And most of that offensive line is going to be back this year. I do think they probably re-signed Brandon Sheriff. If not, they have good pieces on that offensive line. So he's already got the offensive line, which is massive for him. He's also got weapons. We've got Terry. We've got Curtis, which I do believe is someone that people are underlooking right now because of the injury. Curtis Samuel can be an X factor, as well as Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Think about our defense. This defense has potential. They underperformed massively, but towards the end of the year, they got better. Okay. Guys like Chase Young, John Allen, De'Aaron Payne, William Jackson, Fuller, Cam Curl. This is a defense that can be a top 10 defense. We have seen that before. The wheels just fell off last year for whatever reason. There's also a good head coach who's already been to a Super Bowl in place. Okay. And I actually did a little bit of digging. Washington in 2021, I am actually impressed with what we did considering the circumstances, okay?
Right.
In 2021, no one had a harder schedule in the NFL, strength of schedule-wise, than the Washington football team, okay?
So you were the first hardest. You were
the hardest schedule of any team in the NFL Washington had.
Okay.
And this is per Football Outsiders, okay?
Okay.
These are the teams that we played. Check this out. The Chiefs, Packers, Bills, Saints, Seahawks, Bucks, Chargers, Raiders, the Dallas Cowboys twice, Philadelphia twice. A lot of those teams are in the playoffs. I believe we faced... There's only a couple teams that we didn't face that were in the playoffs.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm impressed that we won 7 games with Taylor Heineke at quarterback and missing our best defender in Chase Young. So I do think that if Russell Wilson comes in and takes over for Taylor Heineke, this is a team that will be in the playoffs. I genuinely think we'll be in the playoffs. And what have we learned this year? All you got to do is make it to the dance, and anything can happen. I mean, I don't think anyone expected the Bengals to be in the Super Bowl at this point.
Right.
Now, there's other teams that I think are good destinations, but you can see how this would make sense. It would make sense. Washington's come out and they've said they're going to take a big swing at quarterback this offseason. To me, that tells me that it's not through the draft. I don't think a big swing or, that doesn't feel like a draft move to me. It feels like getting one of those upper echelon quarterbacks.
Right.
So I think this could happen. Of course, I'm getting my hopes up way too high, but Badake, who is your best fit for Russell Wilson? What's the best team for him if he does move?
Yeah, I love the Pittsburgh Steelers, and kind of like you were saying, there's so many reports saying that Mike Tomlin wants a mobile quarterback. Mike Tomlin he just wants a new quarterback. Obviously, Big Ben's gone, and the Steelers have a history of getting good quarterbacks. And look, what does that trade look like? I think they get 2 firsts, whether it's 2022, 2023, and maybe a player. Maybe it is Dwayne Haskins, or maybe it is a Mika Fitzpatrick or someone along those lines to kind of package it up, kind of like a Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff situation. These guys, this team wants to win. They still have talent. Okay, why does this make sense? The talent around him. I personally think if we had to put talent on paper, who's better? I think the Steelers' offense is better than the Washington football team.
Look,
Obviously,
the Steelers' offense is better. I mean, I'm not going to debate you there. They do have
for sure.
better overall offense, but the offensive line.
Yes, and we'll get to that. So obviously, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, who will finally get a deep ball thrower in Russell Wilson. Okay, Najee Harris, and you just signed Pat the Dragon Fryermuth. I mean, your team is set. Okay, yes. The biggest concern is the offensive line. You said it. The Steelers were 26th in the PFF ranked in 26th offensive line, but the Seattle Seahawks wasn't better. They were only 25th, and Russell Wilson is a mobile quarterback with a lot more weapons around him. And look, I understand this is all talks, and I do believe if they were to get a higher guy like a Russell Wilson, they're going to invest because they know, you know what, this offensive line is not up to par for what Russell Wilson wants. Russell Wilson. So why not get offensive line? Why not invest? Why not get that in the draft? Why not trade for some people? There's plenty of offensive line that you can get. You know, Brandon Scheffner, Nate Solder, Jason Kelsey is still out there, still a little bit older. All these guys are older, but hey, you probably need some people that can say, you know what, let's make a Super Bowl run. This team's history is there, and I think that's what Russell Wilson wants. He wants to win now. He doesn't want to sit like, you know what, I hope we can win. You know, like obviously I'm comparing this to the Washington Commanders. I was gonna say Washington football team. Can't even say that anymore.
Yeah,
but
the Commanders have no history of anything. So
yeah, and that's a little bit hard. And not saying that I don't like the fit. I do really like the fit, but I think this is an overall. If it makes sense now because he wants to win now. He always says that mama mentality, and plus he wants to. This is gonna go into the AFC. He's gonna go against the top guys. You know, this is not gonna be an easy division.
Let's talk about that then, because if you wanted to try and win a division, the NFC East is where you're trying to go. I mean,
for sure.
His division is very difficult. You got the Ravens, the Browns,
the Bengals. Now the Bengals. I think yes, but once again,
he's already in one of the hardest divisions.
Yeah, exactly.
In the NFC West.
And what do we know about Russell Wilson? Like I said, the mama mentality. You know, that's you have to keep grinding, play the best, and continue to get better each and every week. And why not doing that? Yeah. One of the toughest divisions here is going to be tough. But you know what? He's going to be like, you know what? I played these tough teams, and this is how far I got it. I changed this organization from Big Ben, you know. So I really like the Pittsburgh Steelers for Russell Wilson, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I like it. The other thing I didn't mention is Washington has, I think, third or fourth most amount of cap space, or they're in the top 10 or something like that. So they could definitely, if they move their draft pieces, it would be easier for them to build around free agency. Yeah. Whereas the Steelers do have cap, but I think, like I said, we both had other team fits. The Steelers were a part of my other team fits. I think that they would fit well there. Yeah. I think he could go to the Broncos, the Saints. How about this one? How about the Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah, I have them as an option. Look, that's another complete team. If everyone comes, they have a great offensive line. They have Mike Evans. You know, obviously, if Chris Godwin resigns, as talks about there, if Gronk stays, you know, the defense is decent still. If once again, I think it all depends if they all stay in that team because they did a lot of things. They moved a lot of money around. They become the best
team in that division instantly if Russ lands in Tampa Bay again.
I have another team. I have my two other teams, Miami.
Okay.
You know, obviously Jalen Waddle and then whoever else they might have bring in. Maybe they just give away Tua.
I can see it. I just don't think that they're going to move on from Tua after the statement they made.
Exactly. After the statement they made and all the drama with, you know, Brian Flores that he didn't really believe and then the head office believed in Tua. Another team is the Browns.
Yeah.
Why not the Browns? You know, Baker Mayfield's not the guy.
Yeah.
You had a little glimpse.
You send Baker in a couple firsts and just move on with your life.
And the team, you still got Nick Chubb, some wide receivers there. Maybe you get a young wide receiver in the draft, you know, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, whoever the case may be. I think it could be decent.
Could be for sure. Well, look, this is all for fun, guys. I hope you know that. What is your favorite destination for Russ? Where do you think he's going to play? Honestly, he's probably going to end up playing in Seattle.
Probably.
That is probably the most likely scenario, but it's really fun to picture him on different teams. I think if Washington is doing a real swing, it's going to be an upper echelon guy.
Right.
This could happen, but I could see there's a lot of fits for us. So let us know in the comments. where you love him going.
Yo, what's good? Thanks
up?
for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe
Right now.
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.